Leeds United 2, Southampton 0. Top half of the table is confirmed, baby. Europe, here we come. Hey guys, it's your boy JT and welcome back to another video where of course we're going to be going through that absolute crushing of Southampton on the weekend. As always, if you do end up enjoying the video, then a like would always be appreciated. But let's not waste any more time. Let's get straight into the meat of the action. And what a game it was, what a season it's been, and we finally secured that top half of the table finish. Not only have we done what many people doubted we would do, people said we would get relegated. People said, oh, you're not going to be able to adapt to the Premier League. You're not going to be able to adapt your style to these teams that come at you. You're too attacking, you're too expansive, you're too open. But were we too open yesterday? Were we too open against Manchester City? Were we too open against Liverpool? Were we too open at Ellen Road against Man United? I don't think so. That's right, you can hate us, you can underappreciate us, you can come at us with all kinds of slander you want, but guess what? We're Leeds United, we're the mighty whites, we're used to it, and it doesn't do anything to us, mate. It is water off a duck's back. It comes in through one ear and out through the other ear because we know we're the best. We know we are European quality, and it is only a matter of time before we qualify and get our hands on that sweet, sweet European football. Look, not only is it great for us that we finished top table, but think about Irish guy from HITC Sport. The mug went and said if Leeds get a top half of the table finish, he'll get Patrick Bamford tattooed on his body. So guess what, son? The time is ticking. You better get that tattoo coming, otherwise we're coming for you, geezer. In all seriousness though, it was an absolutely beautiful game. Look, in the first half, I was watching it in the stream. Shout out to anybody who did come along in the stream, by the way. It was a great laugh, and you guys seem to be a bit more critical of Leeds than I was. To be honest, Southampton were dominating a lot of the play coming forward. They were picking up the ball from deep. Vestergaard was taking on players at will there, and again the midfield and defensive runners were causing us a lot of problem, and Southampton did have a lot of the ball. But when they did have the ball, I didn't feel like we were under too much pressure. I felt like we were dealing with it well. I feel like defensively they weren't causing us too many problems. They had a couple of pot shots. Kiko Casilla made a couple of decent saves, but aside from that, they weren't really breaking through the last line that well. But what was happening is we were very, very sloppy again. As a man said in the stream, let me get his name actually, that's disrespectful to say that. As my boy Paul Homeboy said in the chat, he said it starts from the back, and the players do not look assured there defensively because the distribution from Kiko Casilla, it wasn't quite Melier standards, and the distribution from the back in general, I mean, I counted at times about 3 or 4 times in a row, Alioski misplaced a pass and gave it straight to either Taya, gave it straight to Walcott, gave it straight to Vestergaard. I mean, it was sloppy. It was very, very sloppy. But on the ball, I feel like we were spreading them well. We were starting to grow into the game. The more and more the half went on, the more and more we were growing into it, and I was saying to everyone in the chat, I said, look, we're running them ragged. There's only so long Southampton can keep up with this pressure. And the first half, they were running us well. They were attacking us. We came to attack them. And it was a very high-octane game of football. And it was very enjoying to watch. As if you were watching it as a neutral, it was very, very good watch. But like I said, they can try and press us all they want. They can try and play us at our own game. But when you try and play Leeds United at their own game, when you try and out-press Leeds United, it doesn't work, mate. It's not going to happen. You've got to come up with a different kind of plan than that, because we will beat you at our own game 20 times out of 10, and that's exactly what happened. The more and more the game went on into the second half, we wore them down more, the gaps were opening more, they couldn't track back like they were before, they couldn't block the runs, they couldn't stop us the way they were in the first half. Their attacking presence was suddenly nullified, and eventually it was growing, it was like the rash I said, like the rash against Tottenham Hotspur. They were itching the rash. They were trying to get that rash away, but the more they itch, the more they scratch, the harder they try to get rid of it. The bigger, the badder, and the more ferocious the rash of Leeds United grew. And that rash of Leeds United grew all the way into the 60th minute, should I say, when the ball is played through to Patrick Bamford, beautifully rounds the goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper slashes at his legs. Absolutely ridiculous. How that wasn't a penalty. I mean, the refereeing in this league League at times is beyond questionable. How the hell that was not a penalty, I will never know. This is what I mean. It's absolutely disgraceful. You wonder why people are diving left, right and centre. It's because when you don't dive to the floor, you don't get the decision. It's absolutely ridiculous, man. The refereeing really needs to look at, and VAR needs to look at. I mean, what's the point of it if it's not going to clear up things like that? But nonetheless, we came forward again, and as Tom White said, another geezer in the stream, another legend of the channel, Tom White, he says the worst thing you can do is piss Patrick Bamford off, because after that he looked fired up, he looked energetic, he looked energized, he looked hungry for a goal, and it was only a matter of time before that happens. The ball is played up to Rodrigo. Rodrigo chips it in under, just behind the defensive line. Absolutely perfect, sumptuous ball, and Patrick Bamford gets it, controls it down, and flicks it ever so slightly with his left foot through McCarthy's legs. Absolutely sumptuous finish of orgasmic proportions, and he gives Leeds United the 1-0 lead, and it was absolutely limbs. Let me tell you, people were losing their minds in the chat. I was losing my mind over here. If you want to see my crazy reaction to it, then check out the stream I recorded yesterday. It went absolutely mental. After that, we were sat there, it was patiently. I actually had a few camera issues. I was working with that for 5 minutes. There was a few technical difficulties with the stream, but nonetheless, we're looking at the game. We're kind of composed, we're calm, but Southampton were growing in. They were causing us problems. It looked scary. They did have a couple of good opportunities after that. They really did. And there was one chance specifically. It was a really big scare. The ball comes through to, I believe it was Walcott, comes to Gineppo, and he whips a shot near post, just goes side netting. At that point, my heart was in my mouth. But lo and behold, 94th minute of the game, the ball is saved by Kiko Casilla, and yet again, counter-attack season is in full force as he flings the ball up. The ball finds its way to RAPHINHA. RAPHINHA hits it with the outside of his foot all the way over to Tyler Roberts. Tyler Roberts gets the ball. There's a bit of pinball action. He takes a heavy touch, ends up losing the ball. The ball goes to Bamford. Bamford rips a shot off the goalkeeper, and the ball bounces to Tyler Roberts. Tyler Roberts Senior, the man I've been gassing up more than anything. And as Tom White, again, me and him were having a little conversation. We said, look, the guy is class, he's quality, but he's not quite getting the goals and assists to his game. He needs that in his game. That's all he's missing, and that's exactly what he gets. It's a cool, calm, composed finish into the bottom right-hand corner, and Tyler Roberts gets his first ever Premier League goal, baby. Things you love to see. The first of many, hopefully. I heard there was rumours of him leaving, but I do not want him to go. I do not want him to go one bit. So in the end, guys, it was quite a cagey affair at times. There were issues in the game. We cannot neglect that. Of course we can't. But overall, we were the better side. We were thoroughly deserving of the win, in my opinion. And as I said, it was only a matter of time before we got it. As always, guys, what did you guys think of the game? Did you think it was a deserved victory? Who were your key performers? Did you think Rodrigo played well, giving that more license to move forward? What did you think of Calvin Phillips? Speaking of license to move forward, he was playing in a more attacking position today. What did you think of him? And what did you think of the King, Patrick Bamford? As always, guys, thank you ever so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, then a like would always be appreciated. And if you do want to get involved in the conversation, either hit me down in the comment section down below, or stay tuned for my latest upcoming streams where we do, of course, watch the game together, have a good conversation together, and just speak all things Leeds, all things any club, and all things football. As always, if you did enjoy the video, then a like would always be appreciated. And if you do enjoy the content, then make sure you subscribe and turn that notification bell on so you don't miss any other uploads. But as always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. It means more to me than you could ever imagine. So thank you much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.